Good morning, you're listening to Silver Memories, and a very good morning to you wherever you are.
Silver Memories is run out of 4MBS Brisbane. We've got a satellite on the roof here that we tap into. We just turn it on.
It's 24-hour a day, every day, and it plays music from around about the 1920s to about the 1950s, late 1950s. No ads, no advertising at all, no news. And this morning we're going to be playing some great hits, so I hope that brings back some happy memories for you.
It's just another oops on me. It's just another oops, how can it be?
Some people find it difficult to transition into an aged care facility. People can feel really isolated. They may not have that sort of sense of identity. If they've got dementia as well, they can lose that sense of identity. So finding out, knowing who they are and bringing them out of that sense of isolation. Depression's a really big problem in dementia as well. So elevating people's mood and making them happier, getting them socially interacting with other people, surrounding them with familiar music, familiar objects, really helps relax people and ease that transition for them.
We started it 9 years ago. We designed it specifically to address an issue that we became aware of, and that was social isolation. So people can be in, for example, an aged care home, and despite the best efforts of all the staff and friends and relatives, they might still feel a bit isolated.
So the fact that the way St Paul's is set out is in separate lodges with about 12, 13 beds each, but we currently don't have Silver Memories in the lodges. So to listen to Silver Memories and come to the morning teas, they have to come out to the activity room, so it gets them walking, or for those that are immobile, it gets them out into the fresh air to come up here. Seeing people that they don't always see. Another person said to me that it's very relaxing and it's a nice chance to get to see everyone. So that real sense of community of actually coming here and seeing other people that they may not always see.
We ask for people to do requests or send us little stories about what they remember. So the carers or the diversional therapist will send us an email saying someone has a birthday, can you send them a cheerio call and their favourite song was this, can you play that and say hello to them? And we do that, and that has an enormous impact.
We have specific morning teas activities that we have where we can actually interact with the radio station, send out a cheerio call and song requests, and that's what they've done for us this morning. Played the songs that we've asked for, and especially if residents have requested specific songs, we say which resident has requested a song for us.
Just tremendous sense that there is someone outside of their residence, their aged care home, who's aware of them and acknowledging them. I think that's really important.
The smile on their faces and their eyes lighting up when, it's my song request that they've played. And
also gives them a sense that they're part of a wider Silver Memories community. That's what's building up now. So when one home has a Silver Memories morning tea and they're having a cup of tea and listening to songs and hearing their name mentioned or a cheerio call being sent to them, another aged care home is hearing that and saying, there's others that are enjoying this as well.
There are some fan favourites that everyone likes, so songs like K Sarah Sarah and What a Wonderful World and We'll Meet Again, they're songs that are so well known that everyone just loves singing them together, and it brings that real sense of camaraderie and community, that shared experience of the songs that they sung all those years ago and they're singing them together again. Brings a real sense of joy to the residents, increases their well-being and quality of life. A lot of people, it triggers that reminiscence, so they can share their stories with people, and that helps build that sense of community and a sense of identity as well, that they're able to share who they are.
Music's a very, very powerful thing. The research done by scientists when they've scanned the brain, they've identified all the centres of activity for speech, vision, movement, smell. Music is one of the few things that registers on multiple sites of the brain. So you can have a severe stroke, lose the power of speech, lose the power of movement and lose other facilities. But it's more than likely that music will still be able to reach through to you, particularly for those people living with dementia. It's quite an extraordinary thing, and I don't think anyone knows why.
Yeah, music's a really powerful source of joy for people, and when you listen to music, a lot of people don't just sit still. They sort of, sing along, or they tap their feet, or they move their hands or body to the music, and that's really good for the body's well-being as well. It releases endorphins, things like that, lowers the cortisol levels.
You can hear a song from your youth and you're instantly back there. Same way you can smell something and it brings back a memory of where you are.
So cortisol levels are the stress hormone. So lowering the stress hormone, so you're feeling much more relaxed. Music can also lower the heart rate. So if you're feeling anxious and you listen to music with a certain beats per minute, then it can relax the heart rate as well.
It's been documented, people in music therapy sessions, they're not talking, but once they start singing a song, they can say all the words. When the song stops, they go back in. It's quite extraordinary.
In terms of verbal, there's no centre in the brain for music. Music reaches across the brain. So if someone has lost their sense of speech, then because music isn't located necessarily in the speech area, if they hear music that they know and are familiar with, they can sing along.
The research that they did showed that people relaxed when they listened to familiar music, particularly music that brought back happy memories. So it pretty much came down to that level of comfort and relaxation with what they were hearing, and hence their carers also became more relaxed because it's quite a stressful thing, looking after someone, particularly someone living with dementia. So the report from the carers was they were 100% supportive of the service because it made their job easier. And we also started to get feedback from people in the community and in aged care homes, particularly from their relatives. They would email us or write to us and say, my father is so much more relaxed now. He's not agitated anymore. He will sit and listen to the radio and be quite calm.
Yeah, so it's called sundowning at the late afternoon hours, where people with dementia, their behaviours tend to escalate. They're feeling anxious and agitated. So Silver Memories has actually programmed music so that it's calming music, so as not to increase the agitation of people at that hour. But in the morning hours, when people are a bit more bright, it's a bit more stimulating music. That way people can sing along and dance, or it's a bit more appropriate to that time of day. In aged care, a lot of work is around reminiscence therapy because people's short-term memory tends to have gone, but their long-term memory is retained. So there's lots of different ways people can trigger reminiscence, so music's definitely a form of reminiscence.
So we've now got a very strong basis of research. It's not just us entertaining people, it's us following some sound principles, and particularly those principles of reminiscence therapy. Basically, we've created a 24-hour-a-day reminiscence therapy tool.
Objects as well are a way to trigger reminiscence. So bringing objects that are either replicas or actually from the era that residents are from is a great way of triggering those memories. And it's a multi-sensory approach. So you've got the auditory cueing with the music, you've got the visual by looking at the objects, but also that tactile. So we had some tatting here today with the sort of doilies and that. So people were actually able to pick them up and feel them and go, oh, I had this, or Mum used to do this, or I did this. And some of the objects like the old irons, people would actually go, oh, this was really heavy to use, and look through it. And having a lot of the old sheet music as well, people were looking through and recalling songs from the musicals and then talking about the films. So lots of stories are triggered just by looking at an object and feeling it.
The other step forward occurred after about 2 years being on air. The University of Queensland's Australasian Centre on Ageing said that they would do a research project on the benefits of it. So they interviewed and followed over the period of about 6 months 104 people in the community and in aged care. And the response surprised them. There was a statistically significant increase in the well-being of people who listened to Silver Memories even just for an hour a day.
I never thought I could be as happy as she until I felt her man's arms around me. Oh, no.
I think it triggers that sense of identity and who they were as well, that sense of community as well, being able to share stories throughout their life with the other residents here. I think they're able to maybe learn something about the other person that they didn't know and find a commonality between them, or just find out something new about each other and themselves. So.
And Silver Memories at its heart is sharing the love of the music of that period. The announcers on Silver Memories, many of them are as old as some of the listeners. So they're talking with them about their memories of the time. But also we're aware that some younger people are coming into aged care with early onset dementia. So we're now looking at the possibility of a second service to cater for that particular demographic.